All right, guys, welcome back to the second match of the day. This time around, it is going to be none other than I do believe,
We have Girls with
yeah,
Love,
Girls with
you
Love
know,
versus the
the
Impala teams
Impaler.
from Indonesia, and then the other team is from SGNMY. It's a mix.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
mix. And the Impaler, they were a team that kind of just formed right before, like a few days before the third FSL Valorant Open.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and
And
then they've come a long way. Yeah,
wow, and then now in the
they've stuck.
playoffs.
Yeah, and they're now in the playoffs.
Oh, that's
Very
very
impressive
impressive.
stuff.
Yeah, very impressive indeed. And before we begin the second match on stream, we're gonna give a few shout outs to our sponsors. It's gonna be Dreamcore. We also have Super Solid, Yahoo, and none other than Intel. Yes.
Yes, Intel.
Yes, Intel. You can't go wrong with Intel, man. We've spoken about it a lot of time. We're just gonna make sure you guys know, Intel.
Just let the word sink in, right? Intel.
Yeah,
You talk
Intel.
about playing Valorant, you gather Intel.
In yeah, exactly. Of course, you have to have a super solid monitor and make sure your monitor is solid. And you make sure you get your Dream PC from Dreamcore.
There
Yeah,
we go.
and then
And
when
then you
you're
shout it
done,
out.
yeah, you shout it out. You shout out the
Yahoo!
esports, in Yahoo. Like I don't know what I don't know what we're saying anymore. I'm so sorry.
We're earning our
Yeah,
paychecks.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Plus, we haven't had lunch yet, so probably we're gonna have lunch after this. Maybe, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But it's
maybe.
also true. I mean, we say these things for a good reason. They
Yeah,
make sense,
maybe.
don't they?
Yeah,
I think they do.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, the next upcoming map is going to be Haven yet again,
Mhm.
and we've seen it how attack-sided this map can be, especially when it comes to the compositions that you are playing. So I think we can actually look at the brackets here right now. Bada boom, bada bing.
Yeah, it's double elimination,
Hmm.
right? For this new format that we're going with in the FSL Open Valorant number 5. And of course, with Girls with Love right now, we're in the lower bracket.
Yeah. So this is gonna be the first lower bracket match we're gonna be spectating so far. And look at the scores. Celeste versus Impaler. So if I was Impaler going into this next match after going against a team like Celeste and that kind of score, man, how would you feel?
You
You
know,
know?
you'd still want to give it your all.
Yeah, of course, of
To be
course.
fair, Celeste has been the FSL Valorant champions for the past two Valorant Opens, I think.
Mm-mm.
So,
And also, if they're a new team, or you mentioned it earlier on, they
mhm,
actually came together really, really close to the tournament, right?
mhm.
So knowing themselves, I don't think they have high expectations probably going into this tournament. But the fact that they're in the playoffs right now is already a great step ahead.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they're getting there. They're playing together as a
Hmm.
team a lot more, and they're slowly getting better and better and better. Who knows? One of these days, maybe next year, they could
Maybe.
be in the grand finals.
Yeah. And
I mean, they made it to the playoffs. That's
yeah,
already a
exactly.
very big accomplishment.
But if you look at the scores as well, it's pretty similar when it comes to just the teams that won in 13-7, 13-6, and 13-6 as well. And then, except for Celeste versus Impel, it's 13-2.
Hmm.
But yeah, do remind yourselves, guys, this is going to be a best out of one. A grand finals is going to be a best out of three. And I do believe the players are still getting themselves ready. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. You know, people in home right now in the chat.
Yeah, it's a lovely Sunday
Yeah,
afternoon.
it's great actually. I went out and I saw, the weather. The weather's pretty good today, man. Shiny, sunshine. I don't know where you're from, but the weather today is pretty good.
It's almost always sunny in Singapore. It has been raining a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
You
So
know,
it's nice to see a little bit of
usually I
sunshine.
have fans turning on in my room,
Hmm.
right? But lately I don't even have to turn on my fan. Like I
That's
literally
how cool it
like for
is.
3 days I did not have to turn on my fan.
And that's pretty nice. You
It's
save
nice.
electricity. It
Yeah.
feels cool. You just it's what do you call it? Sweater weather? Cuddle weather?
Okay, I don't know about sweater weather. I wish it was sweater weather in Singapore because I love wearing sweaters. But yeah, it's definitely you can wear a t-shirt and shorts at
Hmm.
home without sweating in your room without the fan on, and knowing that you don't have your fan on, you don't have air blowing into you, it feels like California.
There we go. But without further ado, we're right in agent pick phase right here. And once more, the map will be Haven. So this is a double elimination format. whoever loses this is out of
Yeah,
the playoffs.
this is the lower brackets fine. No, lower brackets match. So remind yourselves, guys. This is definitely one of the most important matches that we have so far today for these two individuals specifically, because the moment they if they lose this, they're out of the tournament completely.
So guys in the chat, let us know who you're supporting. Is it going to be the Girls with Love, or is it going to be Team Impaler? Right now, it just looks like we have a fairly similar team composition, save for the Breach and Reyna. Now it just looks like the teams are just preparing themselves for a push. It looks like Girls with Love might actually be prepping for a push right down A, long or short.
B is completely open, and they're actually stacking on C as well.
They are actually stacking
Yeah.
on C, eh? 2 or 3 players there, and we also have the Omen over by C Garage. Early smoke down into mid window though. It's not a little bit inconsequential, as we can see that they're just pushing right through. Majesty though gonna miss his shot. I mean her shot, just walking right at 3 players. That's gonna be very scary. But now they have all of that information, and Asuka and the Raze player are just gonna hold them off to the best of their abilities.
They at least take putting down. So Garage is pretty much open. Right now, Envious will get taken off as well. Now the rotations have begun. They're going to try to see if they can actually go towards A as well. But at least they have a camera here for Chloe to be able to see if they're coming through. Yeah, they know now. They know that they're going through A.
Camera taken out.
Oh, they know, and they need to get there as fast as possible. Might just be right on their tails, but looking at this, I believe that Girls with Love, they already have control over the site. Spike goes down. Here it comes. Dark cover out into heaven as well, so that's kind of blocked off. Clock is ticking. About 40 seconds left on the clock here. Ooh. That's just Donut walking right into Swarovski's crosshairs. Crystal clear as day, and this is Chloe trying to make a statement of her own, but neglecting to look for Kimmy, the second remaining member over by Hell, who takes out 2 players and winning the pistol round for her team.
That was very smart placement, positioning as well from Girls with Love. Utilizing Era. Era was really low in HP as well. She just was there to, you know, be the bait and thinking that, okay, there's probably only one person in under heaven, right? Nope, there's going to be one more, and that's going to be Kimmy. And I'm like, Kimmy has already 3-0. And if you're Silva and you got really good kills in the beginning, you're going to get your Hunter's View really fast as well. And Hunter's View is really, really good in slowing pushes, or even like, you know, making sure that the post plan is secured.
Yeah, that is just a very strong piece of utility. But on top of that, she's gone with a Vandal and heavy armor instead of going for a shock dart. So that's extra firepower that she has to be careful with, because looking at the Impalers, they've kind of force bought up a little bit as well. I think I saw a couple of stingers, so they have to be careful not to drop their rifles here.
Oh no, smokes it out. There you go. The smoke's coming in.
Paranoia could be a very fat one.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul. This is a very big one. Donut.
Oh, they go up huge.
But
Kimmy
Kimmy
with the rifle, though, able to trade it off. But look at her health. It's so low. And that's just going to be free rifles for the Impalers here as they clean things up. Majesty is able to take them down with stingers.
Paranoia. That Paranoia alone did so much work. We don't really get to see a lot of these utilities. The timing of the utilities being used.
And it's also teamwork as well. I mean, the dark cover there, and then your teammate comes in from the other entrance of C Garage, and telling them, all right, we got 4 players there, use your Paranoia right now. Through the smoke, let's go. That's perfectly from the Impalers here. Like converting the Thrifty into a full victory. Now they have rifles as well. Girls with Love looking very, very broke.
Yeah, 3 Spectres, 2 Vandals, and full armor as well. They're feeling themselves.
They're feeling it. Now they're just looking to stop the push from coming through. Smokes on both sides. They have to go through anyway. And here it comes, Lear out, but they're walking right into Chloe and Donut, who are just spraying and praying and finding all of their heads. 2-1 is the score for the side of the Impalers.
I think there were some issues right now, and they need to pause. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think they have some technical difficulties coming out from the side of the Impaler. But man, that was a very, very good round from Chloe. They did a really good job as well. But then again, that was an eco round, so I'm gonna probably give it away to the Impaler as well. But at the same time, they didn't lose a lot of agents in that specific round, which is
It's
really, really good.
flawless.
Yeah.
They're just they had the perfect dark cover and cyber cage over by A, covering off both entrances. So girls with love, they wanted to go for it. They only had pistols, so they just pushed right through. The Lear went out, but it wasn't enough. They just really walked into all of those bullets from the Spectres.
Yeah. Right now, if you look at the ultimate charges as well, Chloe really close to the Neural Theft, but Kime already has the Hunter's Fury. So, and also at the same time, I think she's gonna be able to buy out everything too. So she has a lot of utilities. And then look at I do believe that's gonna be Reina here. Pudding as well as Era is not really the duelists aren't performing very well so far in this current in the first 3 rounds, and they have been dying fairly often because they died 3 times already, and it's already 3 rounds in a row. So.
Yeah, not quite hitting their shots just yet. But this is interesting though, right? I'm just noticing this right now. The Impaler, they only have 1 duelist. It's 2 initiators, 1 controller, and 1 sentinel.
I mean, given the fact that they're defending first and they're playing a very attacking side of the map, you kind of have to play a very defensive route and try to like get as much utilities as possible that you can have. So.
But then when they go on attack, now that's what I'm curious to see.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit different.
They
But at least they have
the
flashes.
breach. Yeah, they have those flashes. And of course, Donut has the option to. I mean, on the raise, if she wants to fly into a side. But looking at this, it seems that girls with love are just going to take things a little bit slower, being careful and cautious.
Well, Kimmy needs to take it easy here. She has the bomb as well. If she dies here, it's going to be very difficult for them to reacquire the bomb.
Gosh, she couldn't even see him. They were just hiding in the perfect corners.
Yeah.
I don't know if she even found them at all. Envious, though, does manage to find one. Now she's being careful. That arrow would be able to get the information away. The boom butt does all the work there. And this is Asuka and Envious just stopping them, though. Getting them off on the other side, and that's Envious closing the round for the Impalers. And that's 3-1 the score.
Yeah, 3-1. So far defending, it has been very good here for the Impaler. And the composition is definitely doing very well as well.
I mean, the way that Asuka was playing that from back of sight, the early recon bolts might have given her position away, but they were distracted by, I think it was Donut who was hiding in the corner behind the boxes on double stack. And that's just, they wanted to go in for her, but Asuka came in from the other side. It was kind of a crossfire. And played out perfectly for the side of the Impaler, but now Girls with Love, they should be pushing up C long together as a team.
I like this discipline coming from Majesty as well, taking it easy, knowing that her utilities are very important. She has the fault line still too. This will be a perfect opportunity for, oh man, unfortunate. I think it's because there's too many things going on at the same time, so. And Envious on site, trying to hold it on. 3 versus 5 situation here. They're gonna take it easy. Bomb has been planted as well, they planted for long. Gonna pop the ultimate ability here, just try to figure out where exactly the opens are. They know there's a bunch of people here in long. But the thing is that I don't think he noticed there was 3 in long here. Oh no.
For it, look at dismiss. Oh, the perfect bait. And then now Heartfire and Swarovski, they just come in to trade things off.
They didn't have a lot of utilities to play with as well. They didn't have no flashes, no nothing to penetrate through. So they were just dry picking that.
Really unfortunate for the side of the Impalers, but very well played. I mean, Puddin coming out, taking a couple of shots, managed to take one, I think, and then using the dismiss to just back off. They were focusing their sprays on her, had no choice but to try to convert and transfer onto someone else, but that's where Hotfire and Swarovski came in.
So far you can tell both teams are pretty even, at least for now. But it's also thanks to the composition that the Impaler has. It's not a full-on duelist composition, no two
this
composition.
is interesting.
Yeah, now they're trying to go for it, but they're not smoking. There you go. They'll be smoking deep through the links.
Envious might be setting up a flank, but with an operator, they're just going to gain full control over B right now, Girls with Love. Shrouded step to possibly bypass the tripwire. Oh, she has to be careful that Aira is still over by mid-window. Donut will be the one to clear that out. Now she gets the flick on Akimi. Looking for the last two, make that one remaining member. Swarovski falls to Donut. And that's just going to be a big hole in the middle of her body now. The defuse comes in and the Impalers takes it home 4-2.
Yeah, retake is definitely in favor of Girls with Love right now. They have been doing such a good job of getting those retakes.
Very, very good retake. I mean, it wasn't just a retake as well as Envious and the rest of her team. They were pushing through A and C together as well. That early recon ball down C long just basically told Envious, all right, C long is clear. You can push up.
But I would like to point out how important Majesty's utilities and abilities were the previous round. The Aftershock did such a good job at holding down the corner there, just making sure they are, they don't stay in that corner specifically. And then the Flashmods and Faultline as well did a really good job at that specific corner. But Envious, okay, all right, fine.
Damn. And this is not just, I mean, it's the operator shot, but like you said as well, they're using their utility really, really well. So now Girls with Love having a little bit of a tough time trying to find their way onto a single site. They tend to get the plants, but then when it comes to locking it out, the retakes prove to be a little bit overwhelming. 4v5 here, and they seem to be creeping up over grass into B. Gotta be cautious though, watching for A and C link. This is the tough thing about pushing into B. You have to watch out for these two angles, which are practically a 180-degree turn away from yourself. Uh-oh, Showstopper has been activated, and Donut denies the plant. Asuka comes in with a headshot as well, and all things are falling apart for the Girls with Love.
Yeah, last play remaining is going to be a hot fire. Oh, what? You got your guns out. Knife out. Never have your knife out. Oh no, and Asuka is doing such a great job so far, already with 6-3-1. If you look at it closely, look at the scores here right now. 8-3, 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. And Majesty being Majesty, as a breach, you don't really need to get killed. It's all about your utilities alone.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell she's doing a great job at utilizing her abilities.
You're kind of supporting for a teammate with those flashes, and it really enables them to push through and clear out corners and angles.
Because that's how you should play breach, right? You never really have your gun out most of the time. You have your Q out, your E out. You always have to figure out when to utilize your abilities.
100%, and of course, everyone's pulling their own weight on the Impaler's side. Girls with Love just having a little bit of a tough time trying to find a weak spot. Now Envious will find Swarovski. And things are just a little bit hesitant. They can't quite push through, knowing that Envious is on the other side of that scope. Prepping up an arrow, but shoulder peeking it. The Aldrin comes out, and that might just force Envious to push back. The Paranoia will delay just enough, though, and on the other side, Chloe's there to support. She finds a shot onto Aira, and all of a sudden, Girls with Love are unable to push once more. Misses the spray, but Envious is behind her as well. So that's Kimmy trying to do her best, but ultimately Chloe will just jump in with the classic right click, picking up the operator for a teammate.
When in doubt, right click it out.
When in doubt, right click it out. I'm always gonna love that quote from you.
In doubt, right click it out. It's true though.
It is true.
So 6-2 on defense for this specific map, doing a really good job. I'm actually curious how they're gonna do attack. We're gonna have to see more of what Mages is gonna actually do on attack.
It's definitely one of the unsung heroes for the Impaler team. Look at this, flashing out so that Donut can push through and peek. And that just gave them information. All right, they're not by B mid. So where else could they be? It's either A or C. Right now, this is telling them that it's all going to be at C. Nice paint shells in. That's going to force them to scramble. But looking at Aira just pushing through so aggressively. Now Donut will stop them. She has a second paint shells. That will do substantial damage. Blast pack away, back into sight. Just a little bit longer angle, but Asuka chimes in now. And Heartfire trying to run away will just get caught with bullets.
Yeah, that's when you definitely know that they're not gonna go garage, right? That's why they just all went into seaside because they know that they smoked down the garage door. That means no one's going through garage. Everyone's going through C long, and that's when you, as a team, you should not be scared to put your C long. If you're gonna commit all 5 on C long, you have to go on site. They were pretty much here. All of them
They
were
were
pretty much
stuck, yeah.
stuck in this alleyway right here, and that's the last thing you should do because this is such a easy choke for someone like Mage to just shoot down this alley here.
They got choked.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I mean, it's partially also due to the fact that Donut chucked the paint shells right into that spot. They just got stunned. They didn't want to get hit by it, so they kind of stood around that area. Now 7-2 is the score. It's a 5-round lead. And girlwluv are doing such a good job on defense. Here it comes, though. Showstopper flies in. Era's looking for the entry, but instead it's going to be Pudding to find it. So the Showstopper is kind of wasted, but it does its job of forcing them off the site.
Here.
But looking at this, it's going to be a flank through B mid. Rolling Thunder activated as well. Oh, and that's just Chloe and Donut doing their thing. Look at them. They're a full 5-4-woman death squad as Donut just goes in ham.
And the bomb is planted in a really weird spot as well.
Ooh.
They got a half defuse.
Oh.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. I felt like that could have been the better round here for girlwluv.
Right? I mean, the retakes are just so strong. It's a little bit overwhelming, the numbers as well. So this is... the teams are just doing so well, especially the defender side. So it seems that right now there's just going to be a slight pause. Meanwhile, just sorting things out. It could also be a tactical timeout at the same time for them to just reset and think about, all right, how do we want to attack this time?
That's true. Tactical timeouts are very, very important.
It can definitely slow down the momentum, right?
This goes here.
So now, looking at the buys on the side of girlwluv, it's a couple of bulldogs here and there. And that just tells us, you know, their economy not so hot, especially after losing so many rounds in a row. There have been, sometimes they manage to make their way onto the side.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. But even after they get the spike down, the retakes are just too strong. Why do you think that is? I think it's because, you know, in the process of finding their way onto a site, they lose a couple, maybe too many members. And the Impalers, they still have utility to come in with the retakes. And looking at this, it might be different this time. Swarovski finds the first shot onto Donut. And that could be the lead that they need. They should be able to push their way onto a site now. But looking at where Chloe is, she's just waiting for the retakes.
Yeah, look, yeah, exactly. This is what you call discipline.
Yeah, if they decide to try to cut them off on the rotate, Chloe is set to push them off. Here it comes, though, Hunter's Fury. Might just cut them in half. Now Chloe will be able to find a headshot, and the Neural Theft comes in. They know exactly where they are. 4v4, but they have the information. Oh, the spike got dropped as well. Spike carrier killed. Now it's up to Swarovski and Kimmy. They could do it, though. They have been stronger marksmen here. Now they're dueling against Envious, who has the operator. Has to be careful. A single shot could seal the deal. Not to. Oh. Now Envious drops. Chloe's the last one alive. She knows that they
30
are
seconds left.
right behind that smoke. It's just a matter of pushing through. She could get the perfect spray.
Oh,
Gets the first. Bring it down, and she clutches it for her team 1v2.
That is
A little bit too early?
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the reasons why you don't go behind your teammates like that. And also, at the same time, that is one of the weaknesses of the Vandal. The Vandal, you can
Spraying
actually see
it is difficult.
you can see the tracers
yeah,
there.
the tracer as well. So what would you have done differently in that position? It's sort of, instead of standing
Split
behind
up.
it, split up, double
Yeah.
peek it right next to each other.
Yeah,
Makes it a
exactly.
lot more difficult for Chloe to get the spray down. But instead, it kind of just lined up for her.
I mean, they saw, she knows exactly where the spike was, and that position was very, very interesting. I felt like they probably tried to, like, you know, outplay them just a little bit, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But this is going to be the last round for first half. Man. Girls with Love having a little bit of tough time. Swarovski, once more, getting the first pick for her team. The side has been weakened, but I don't know if they should commit into it. Looks like two of them are just going to push into A, though. They might get the plant down here. Donut, on the other hand, will just stop the lurks from Heartfire. And this is going to be a tough hold for Girls with Love. Paranoia goes out. They know where they're coming from. Showstopper denied. Swarovski doing her job. Majesty will trade her off, though. And now Aira comes in with 2 kills. It's going to be a Phantom versus Kimmy, who has her Hunter's Fury. The ping goes out. She preps it up. I'm a firing my laser. She gets her off the defuse. I don't think she even got it halfway. But now the question is, oh, she did get it halfway.
No, wait. What? No, you could eventually go farm for it. Oh! You know what? I think it's fine. 9-3 on defense.
It's a very
on
big
Haven.
lead.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. It's just
But, you know, break it down for me. What
Yeah.
went wrong there?
what went wrong. Probably not confident. Was probably trying to decide exactly what to do in the current situation. But I felt like you already got the half defuse. You should definitely just drop the plant, and you already know the exact position of your enemy
Because of the Hunter's
You got a
Fury.
Hunter's Fury, so you just stick it. You could have actually gotten that.
I think if she did stick it, she might actually have had enough time because Kimmy went the long way around A long.
Yeah, and you don't even need to save the gun because of the last round of the first half.
But regardless, they still have a 6-round lead.
Yeah.
Now the Impalers will be attacking. Looks like they might actually just pull a page out of the Girls with Love book. Rushing down C long.
Yeah, but positions for Aira is really, really good here.
Oh, early paint shells, which just delayed it just
Oh,
by
they
a
know
bit,
that
but
two's on there as well. They know exactly where they are. But they're still going for it, okay.
rushing right through. They're clearing out the angles and corners. Finds 2. And now it's just forcing Swarovski back.
Yeah. I think someone's coming from long as well.
Oh, they heard it. They heard her. It's just a question of getting the shots down. They did enough, putting this down to 45. She can heal up.
Oh, missed
it
it.
went away. Here comes out. Swarovski falls to Asuka. And this is looking to be a very broken retake from Girls with Love. The Impaler impales, and they will be taking the 10th round win.
Now it's 10-3. All you gotta do is win 3 rounds, and then they're gonna be able to take this this map and stay in the tournament. If Girls of Love, they gotta do something right now if they want to stick in this tournament. Yeah.
We need love for Girls with Love. I
Yeah.
mean, just looking at this offensive push from the Impaler, right? It's like Girls with Love, they have a strong shield over by C, but the Impaler, they just have this super powerful, penetrating spear that just goes right through and impales them. It's going to be a strong and fast ace split now. Aftershock to clear out happen. Oh, the camera!
Yeah.
And the track has become useless. Majesty just goes right through. Put in though. Finding a couple. She might. Oh, she's going to use the dismiss instead to get into safety. Cyber Cage goes up as well. And that's just buying a little bit more time again. Girls with Love are playing it a little bit slow. Swarovski does manage to find. Oh! She meant to get the outro, but somehow found Put in the midst of that. And this is going to be Kimmy walking right through a little bit too slow, and Envious and Chloe will be the ones to close things out. 11-3. They need only 2 more wins. Girls with Love struggling to find their foothold.
Yeah, and Heartfire is not doing a very good job so far in the first 2 rounds as well. Right now, 2-12 the score, 5-14 so far. Aira. I mean, pretty much. They're probably feeling a little bit demoralized right now, but they need to get themselves back on track here. They got the guns up right now, at least. You know.
Need to just slow things down, maybe recalibrate their strategies, think about where.
Oh, that arrow's gonna get a lot of information.
Yes, it did, and you can see the Reyna over on the Girls of Love side is trying to go for it. Putin does find one, but Aira falls in the process. It's a nice little 1-for-1 exchange.
Oh, they're just going in without the smokes as well.
Oh my god.
They're super. This is probably gonna bite them back in the. But yeah, They went in B link and B without smoking the links. That's pretty much the last thing you should do.
A little bit too aggressive.
Yeah. You went in without using any utilities at all, dry picking, just going in, trying to get a plant.
Still, despite the what was it? An 9 round, well, 7 round lead now, but still have to pay respects to your opponents, right? You have to respect them. They are still strong. They are still in the game.
Yeah, and especially knowing that they have guns up at that specific round, you definitely should have smoked that. At least do something, flash, whatever. You have the you have the fault line as well from breach.
Looks like they're just gonna push into A this time though. Might be another A split, but looking at where Aira is, she's right behind on their tails. Heartfire is gonna be the first one to get spotted if this flank goes through. Push is still gonna go in though. Tripwire gets activated. Heartfire, look at this.
My eyes are down.
That is pretty much the beauty of Cypher. Even if the smokes on your anchoring the side, you can see through the smoke and stuff. Really good.
Oh yeah, it's like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You have activated my trap card, but they still managed to get the spike planted. And now girlwluv looking to be a very strong retakes team. Puddin comes in with the shot onto Donut. And that will be 11-5 as they get the defuse.
I guess this is where not having a jet or not having an arena, it's very difficult for you to secure the site. The anchoring has been so far right now, at least Heartfire is picking herself back up. Cypher's doing a really good job at just holding down the sites, even through the smokes as well. Getting that intel. But at the same time, I feel like that C side has been pretty quiet so far.
Yeah, fairly quiet, except for perhaps the first round. And right now, they're looking to close things out, right? They're force spying again.
Man, they're super confident here right now. I'm not really sure what the Impaler is thinking. I guess they're trying to catch them off guard, maybe?
Revealing area.
This is going to be the nice recon bolt for C-Long. It's going to get shut down by Omen, though.
Yeah.
But they're still walking right through anyway. Swarovski will be the one to receive. She lines it up, finds 2 shots, looking for the third, and she will get it. The paint shells ultimately will shut her down, though, and this is going to be a 4v2. She's done her job, and that just forced them to rotate all the way back.
Yeah, and it's perfectly fine as well. Right now, it's 4 versus 2. They have the guns up.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, stuck between a rock and a hard place, Donut. What are you going to do? You're going to go Duncan? Oh, you got dunked on by Heartfire. She's starting to pull her own weight.
Yeah, I think they can still buy up right now. They didn't really force buy. I feel like they had slightly a little bit money to buy out, so it's perfectly fine.
Not too shabby. We do have a Spectre, though. But that is over on...
They have a lot of resources as well, ultimate-wise. They got Hunter's Fury. They got the In the Shadows, and they got Chloe there as well. Look at the
Plus,
replay.
they're only 1 point away for the 2 remaining
Brought to you by
members.
Intel.
Hey.
Swarovski holding it down really well, actually. Getting
Super
3
strong.
down, anchoring the side as an Omen. Definitely worth it.
1 for 3, that is a very big, fair enough trade.
Yeah.
Especially when you're holding. Now it's going to be Kimmy lurking in this dark cover right by the other side of this door now. She should be able to tell that there are a couple of people on the other side hearing the couple of shots that went through. Oh, but Swarovski peeks it. Going to get shut down by Envious.
Gets the timing of the smoke. You kind of have to understand when they actually smoke through. You don't really know when the smoke is going to go down.
And this is just showing that, you know, Envious is a strong Omen main. She knows exactly when her smoke will disappear. Now using the From the Shadows along with the dark cover, managing to sneak into Hell over by A now. Paranoia goes out as well. If that forces Heartfire back. Get the plant down, and it's going to be a 3v4 retake. Possible, but difficult. No utility on the side of Heartfire. She does manage to catch Majesty off as she tries to jump away into A-Long. This is going to be the showstopper, though. Oh, denied by Kimmy. But Envious comes in with a trade of her own. 2v2. She wants to use her Shrouded Step to reposition herself, but it's going to be a little bit too predictable. They know she's there. She's pinned down, and they're going to double peek it. Now it's all up to Chloe to clutch things out for her team. Defuse goes in. And Aira is providing a lot of substantial cover. She gets the headshot and the spray! Clutching it for her team.
That is so smart from Chloe. The timing, knowing exactly when to peek and get this double kill. Spray transfer really well done as well. Chloe definitely just clutched that round for her team.
Is this the second time that Chloe gets a 1v2 spray?
Yep.
My word.
There you go. Another replay brought to you by Intel.
There, just look at it. This is... First of all, the processor allows us to do that. Second of all, the processor allows Chloe to get the smooth spray transfer.
Yeah. Donna got a really good entry kill on mid. This is when it's definitely just go time. I'm surprised they're not going for B though. They're still going to C instead.
Oh.
Check your corners. There you go.
I know exactly where you
This just blows Girls with Love right out of the water. They know where they are too.
Spike planted. One enemy
Showstopper, unable to connect. Donut finds
1v5.
Hardfire. Oh.
Donut gets a 4K on the last round here so far. And now, the score is going to be 13-6. The Impaler, a team that is pretty new in this league, making it pretty easy against a team like Girls with Love.
Yeah. They have really come a long way. Not to mention, you know, they're just, I think they just met online. They're not even, you know, like longtime friends or anything. But now they are.
Pretty much.
Can I get some RIPs? I mean, GG, but RIP in the chat for Girls with Love.
Yeah, they tried their best, but unfortunately they will be knocked out of the tournament.
Good
But
fight,
at least the Impaler, the team from Singapore, mixed up Singapore as well as Malaysia, will stay and continue participating in this tournament. And hopefully we'll get to see them more in this tournament after this short break. Stick around.